Hello and welcome to another League of Legends commentary. This is my last video from the stuff I needed to do. So I'll be all cut up with videos. I had a bunch that I needed to do, and now I'm all cut up so I can start trying out new heroes as I'll be able to play more games basically. So I've played Xin Zhao again. Some people have asked me what my masteries are. I like attack speed marks, attack speed quints, flash armor, glyphs, and MR pro level seals. So I think those are the best combination. They give you the most effective health because that's where you get the most benefit from, and the most DPS. Because actually, the attack speed quints and marks increase the speed of the jungle more significantly than any of the other quints and marks. So I think it's pretty good to try that. Let's take a look at the team matchup. So we have an EZ, great for poking. Sona's also pretty good for poking and counter initiation. We have a Morgana, also if she can, do some long range poking with her pool and her binding, that's pretty good. And Malphite's really good for hard initiation, and I'm a basic bruiser, so just try to gap close. So that's what our team wants to do. It wants to poke, and then if we get them low, we want to initiate pretty hard on them. Here, Riven's trying to flash out, and as soon as I see him flash, I happily flash after him to secure the kill. You saw I waited until he used his flash before I use mine or my gap close, and that's just it makes a lot of sense. Here, I'm actually doing this guy a favor, and he doesn't realize it. You should help them push into the tower, so you deny the most XP and gold for them, and that way, this is it would have taken him much longer to push that in by himself. So that's really useful to do for your laner, even if they don't understand that for some reason. And the next thing I'm trying to do is I'm trying to gank mid. Katarina can be a little hard to gank if she plays intelligently, like if she saves her dash until that was pretty close. Until, oh, this is good. And she manages, a Moo helps her out, and she doesn't have to burn a flash there. But yeah, so, so Katarina, if she saves her little jump thing until later, then it can be pretty good. So I'm just going to keep, I don't really have anything to do right now. I could do some more blues, some more of my jungle, so that's what I'm doing right now. I'm just waiting for Kat to push up again, and I'm going to keep trying to gank her, because she's overextended and she doesn't have wards. So that's my plan. Again, bottom is probably pretty difficult to gank. It's easier than it's easier than ganking easy because she doesn't have escapes. And this ward is really good because it lets me see where Katarina goes. Unfortunately, Morg doesn't save her binding, but all this is fine. Basically, I'm denying golden XP to Katarina and just making her pretty scared. And I'm just trying to get her to burn a summoner if possible. So again, I'm going to go back in again. I just keep trying. There's no reason not to. And Katarina should just die here, but Morg doesn't use her binding, which is fine. And she's going to have to flash, so that's pretty good. If Morg had hit anything, okay, yeah, she hit something. As you saw, anytime if she had hit any of her bindings, then we would have gotten a kill. So I know it took me a long time to do that, but it was definitely worth doing that, camping mid, because top should be ahead, because I ganked for him, he should be up with gold and XP, and he shouldn't have any problems. Unfortunately, he didn't buy any armor. That was a big mistake. I don't know why. He's trying to harass Riven out of the lane, but he definitely needed to get armor against Riven. So that's what's going on. Now I know that bottom is losing pretty hard. You can see 39 to, wow, 28. So he's down 11 CS. So that's what I'm doing. Unfortunately, I don't make it quite in time to get into there, but I get their exhaust off and also a flash, so that was definitely worth it. I'm not quite fast enough to get the Taric, so I should have just backed off right away after I did that, because there was no way. This also, Malphite should have died there, because he was ahead. Anyway, this is kind of stupid, because my recalls for Holy Day canceled. It's pretty greedy. Anyway, yeah, so I should like our after what I've like done basically at this point, all our lanes should have won because um, I got an early kill mid, I got an early kill top, and then I forced bottom lane back, so bottom lane can now catch up on CS. So this is like something that you can see how powerful the jungle is. Like basically, if all other things are being equal, like our team should have just won. Like if we played equally, like that should have given us enough advantage to win. You know, that's not always going to be the case, but you can see how powerful the jungler can be when played right. And I'm going to let Morg get her blue. She needs to use it to push. So one thing you should do as a mid laner is when the jungler starts letting you get your helps you set up for the blue, you should push out your lane so you don't lose gold and XP to the tower. So that's just something you should definitely do, and then it'll reset back in the middle. I go back now to get my boots. I think it's more efficient than running to get Wraith's Cramp, and the reason I think it's more efficient is because if you look at the distance, I was here, and if I run here, it's about equivalent to running from here to here. I know it's a little bit longer, but I also have boots to negate some of that, and there's also a recall cost too. But one thing is that you have to pay attention where the lanes are before you can gank. I can't gank this. He's probably got this warded. And so I'm going to get red first to let it push back. So that's what I want to happen. Either that or Malphite should push in. So Malphite's getting kind of low. And another thing you should do is if I went the wrong way. My path, like I just made like I didn't really decide the right way to go, basically. But as I was saying before, if your laner is going to come up and gank, don't take a lot of damage like he did. So that's just something you should make sure you do, because he's going to come in. Here, this is an easy kill. He flashes, but Malphite should have enough, like for slow, and here I just decided not to get him because my cooldowns were not up. I think I probably could have gotten him if I went a little harder, but Katarina probably could have come back and killed us. So yeah, Morg misses more bindings. So I should just be aware that Morg is not like hitting her bindings, and probably try to gank less for her and more for like bottom or something because they're getting stomped. Yeah, there's no reason for Malphite to lose to Riven. And we have this nice ward here, so what I'm going to try to do is try to counter gank, and what should have happened was she should have overextended so that I could have ganked for her. So like she knew I was there, so if you're in that position and you see that the jungler is coming up, you should definitely try to bait him into like coming. So that doesn't mean like diving on Katarina into the tower. It means like overextending so it looks like it's like the Moo has a good chance of getting a gank off. And now at this point you can see, let's take a look at our lanes. Bot is like getting destroyed, as you can see. It's 72 to 57 CS, and they've died once, so that's pretty bad. Twice now. Mid is also behind. I mean, she got a kill, but she's probably about even with Katarina. And top is getting destroyed by Riven as well, as you can see. So, like basically, it's frustrating in the sense that like I'm actually doing a good job in my role. Like I'm helping out all our lanes and stuff. Like I've helped out twice, top 2 times, one of which should have probably been a kill. And I've helped out mid once to get him a kill, and I've come bot twice. But sometimes yes, there are things that I could have done better early game, but I did like very well, I'd say, early game. And you should just recognize that and say, okay, I'm playing pretty well. I don't need to get frustrated, and I'm just going to try my best to keep doing well. And this game is probably not winnable, but I'll just try my best. So here, Katarina's definitely dead. So that was a good job by this girl, Morg. to bait that out, and we're definitely going to try to push this in. So that's another thing you can do. Once you take a kill like both of the laners, or just so both of the laners bot or one of the laners mid, then you can go ahead and take their tower. So that's definitely something you should do. And I'm going to make him blow his ulti. Unfortunately, I missed one of my auto attacks and I wasn't orb blocking. So I'm going to do that a video pretty soon, like probably today or tomorrow, now that I've caught up on all the videos that I needed to do to show you what that is. But yeah, so that was really like pretty smart play on our part. We took the turret after we got mid lane, so you know, try to capitalize on objectives when you clear out a lane. So I'm going to go back. I've got enough for my Avarice Blade or Merc Treads, so I think I'm going to get Merc Treads here and then Avarice Blade afterwards. Let's see. Oh, I'm taking too long. Yeah, okay. So I get Merc Treads. The reason I get Merc Treads, and I think you can argue for either one, is that Merc Treads makes it a little easier for you to gank, whereas Avarice Blade lets you get gold faster. So both of those are really good for the jungler. The jungler early on definitely doesn't really need more damage. He just needs more mobility, so he can gank better, and he needs gold because he doesn't get that much gold in the jungle. The jungle, the way it works is initially you get more. Here I'm just gonna wait here, and I should have waited farther in here. Unfortunately, he wards, so you know, and I should have just walked because I knew he was here. I was trying to bait him to walk into here, so if we could get the kill. Anyway, as I was saying before, the way the jungle works is you actually start out ahead in gold and XP relative to the laners, but as the game continues to progress, then you start falling behind with gold and XP. So GP 10 items can be pretty strong on junglers, and they usually don't. The reason they don't need a lot of damage early on is because they don't actually need to do that much damage to secure a kill in a lane. Like most of your damage is going to come from skills and also the other laner. So it's a 2v1, and between the two of us, you have enough damage to burst people down. I'm skipping my reds, my raids, so I can go ahead and gank top. And I should have realized what was happening here. It was obvious that Katarina was here, so you know. I also could have flashed over this wall, so that would have been two things that I could have done better. I kind of got startled by them in my jungle. But yeah, so like I saw Mumu was here, and unfortunately our mid lane didn't come with them. So what I should have actually done was warded and then backed out, so they couldn't steal my red there. Alright, so again, this kind of sucks. Bot lane is just getting destroyed. I probably should be trying to camp bot lane, but top lane is losing too, and I guess mid lane doesn't really need any help. So yeah, I should either be trying to camp bot. I should really be camping bot lane just because they're really far behind. The issue with that is that even if we get easy, like relatively closer, I flashed there because I'm pretty sure we can get the kill. And unfortunately Easy doesn't have enough damage, so I'm going after Taric, and he exhausts me, and I try to go back on this guy because I'm pretty sure we can get the kill off on him, and we do, so that was definitely the right choice. It was better to get MF than Taric, so you should always be sure that you're prioritizing correctly in fights. I know that Taric was like a pretty easy kill there, but it's way better to kill their AD carry than to kill their support. And the other thing I should have done was I should have gone after Dragon after we got those kills, because we were up ahead, so we could have definitely gotten the kills there. Here they make a mistake in that, well, it doesn't matter, they still got the kill, but you should wait. If you have a stun, you should wait till Katarina uses her ulti before you go. But if you can stack ultis like that, that's fine too. We still have enough time to get Dragon, so I'm telling my team to go ahead and do that. I should have also gone ahead a little bit earlier. I should have let Sona pull out Dragon there. You only have to pull him out a little bit, so Amumu can't reach Dragon with his bandage tossed over the wall, so he can't really reach Dragon here. Alright, so we are pretty far behind. It's like 5-9, and we've lost a turret. but we still gotten a dragon and a turret, so we're not like, we might actually even be ahead at this point. The big problem is that Easy is not farmed, and so I should recognize at this point that I need to be getting later game items because we're not going to win mid-game teamfights, and we need to be stronger late game. If there's a chance that you can win mid-game teamfights, then you should definitely, consider getting mid-game items. And I'll do a video going over like what are mid-game items, what makes them mid-game items. It's a little difficult to say, and why you should, when you should and shouldn't get them. But like for instance, Black Cleaver is a mid-game item in that it doesn't really scale that well late game. It's like a very good item, but what's another item? Hex Drinker is another mid-game item, etc. Malphite makes a mistake. He goes mid here, and he definitely shouldn't have done that. I'm trying to just get here, and I dash and then just run away and trying to get away, but I just played that pretty wrong. I should have just gone an MF, I think. She doesn't have any health, so we probably could have killed her. But again, as I was saying with Malphite, he came down mid, and then he realized that top turret was getting pushed in, so you should be aware of like what's going on in the team fights, or like what's happening in the lanes, so that you can make sure you don't give them free towers. So he basically gave them a free tower for nothing. It was just like him just like walking around like an idiot. That was a nice flash, and Riven didn't need to flash there. Anyway, so basically the next item I'm going to try to get is Youmuu's Ghostblade, and that item is actually excellent as long as you make sure you remember to use it in every team fight, the active ability. If you don't, it sucks. So, some items, they are, like Executioner's Calling, the item isn't even that good if, like, it's okay in certain situations, but, like, nice. Yeah. Hooray! That was a good job by Malphite. As I was saying, like, Executioner's Calling isn't, like, the active isn't that essential to use because, like, it's good against, like, Soraka or Swain or something like that, but it's not as, like, it's usually not as critical to use as Youmuu's Ghostblade, just because of how much stronger it makes you. Like, Youmuu's Ghostblade is just awesome if you activate it. So anyway, I'm pushing. I should probably have gone mid here to try to get... Okay, got it. I do go mid. The problem with going mid here is that, why can't he? Okay, whatever. Is that if like that happens, which is, you probably shouldn't suspect it would happen, and also like if here I go on Amumu, because if Amumu comes to Katarina, like she'll probably get the kill, so that's why I went to Amumu, because they should definitely have enough to get the kill here. But as soon as I see Katarina like coming around the back here, I should have just turned around, because I just lost track of her, and I should have turned around as soon as I saw that happening. So yeah. So if I had turned around, like, this is just map awareness, and it's pretty hard to do in the fight, but you should definitely make sure you do that. Okay, so another thing is after they flash, then you should stop chasing. Like, sometimes you can still get them, but like at this point, there's no way that he could have gotten them. Like, there's no way he could have caught them or anything like that. So, yeah. And I don't really know what people are doing again. Anyway, sometimes you just have games where like people just do like random stuff and it doesn't make sense. Alright, so another thing that you can do is make sure you buy items when you're dead. Like, you don't want to be wasting time in the shop. It doesn't make sense to do that. Let's see. I should have flashed right away instead of waiting before flashing. It's okay, like, Soraka got the kill anyway, but like, yeah, like, and then he stuns, that's okay. Is he faster than me? Oh yeah, another thing you should do is check the move speed of your enemies. So if you're faster than them, you can definitely chase. So that's just something you should definitely do. I'm pretty sure I can kill both of them, and I should have warded right here. So I could have gone on MF, unfortunately, again, they stun me, and at this point, I have to wait for cooldowns to go back in, so I should have warded again here. If I had warded there at any point, I would have gotten the kill. So, yeah, so that was just poor play on my part. If I had warded correctly, like warded this bush, then I would have gotten the kill on both of them, but I didn't, so I died. And I didn't, you can see that MF, let's see if we can click on her. MF has like a Bloodthirster, a BF Sword, and a pickaxe, so she has a lot more damage than me, but I can still kill her, and that's because I'm somewhat tanky and have sustain, and she doesn't. So like, let's see, I have 1500 and she only has like, she has about the same amount of HP, but like bruisers generally can kill 80 carries even if they're like ahead of them in farm. So that's just something to keep in mind when you're trying to 1v1 people. So yeah, I mean, it's like, this game's like kind of hopeless. Like, all our lanes have lost except for mid lane, and like he didn't even, well actually, like he really did lose. Like he's down 41 TS. So yeah, all our lanes have lost. I didn't want Easy to get this because he doesn't do any damage, and it's like much more useful on me. So like, don't feel bad about taking like CS. Like, I know like normally, like obviously it's not a good idea to take CS from the 80 carry, but if they like suck, then you gotta understand that like that's worth doing because they're not gonna do anything. So you might as well. Here, if Easy had responded, we definitely would have gotten the kill easily, but he doesn't, so that sucks. And here, it's definitely a good fight for us, but I don't turn around quick. Like I don't go back around quick enough. So it only turns out into, it should be turned out for like a 2 for 2, but that's okay. Yeah, it's just a 2 for 2. It still was a good fight. They're ahead of us, so trading kills is good. Something that's easy to avoid. What are they doing? All right, good job. Is just dying like for free. Like it's like if your teammates are like, oh, can you stop dying? That's not like really helpful advice, but like when you play, you realize that a lot of times you make mistakes by just like giving up really obvious kills, and I don't really know why people do that, but like, I mean, I certainly do it too, but you should certainly try to avoid doing that. So sometimes I think it's from tilting, and sometimes I think people just stop thinking because they get so excited or something. But yeah, I think being calm and making like good decisions in the game is like going to really increase your play. So now I have Yomu's Ghostblade. You can see you gain 40% attack speed and 20% move speed, which is really, really good. I like this item is like just pretty awesome. Like that plus Black Cleaver is like a really good combo, and it's really cheap for what it does. Like Avarice Blade reduces the cost a lot. Here, Malphite should have turned around right away, but you saw what happened there was that I didn't go in as soon as I saw Riven. I waited until Malphite was, had an idea of what was going on, and then I went in. So if you're in like 2v1 situations, you should definitely capitalize on them, but make sure that your team is aware that that's what's going to happen. This was wrong. I shouldn't have farmed this. I should have gone straight towards Dragon. There's like no reason to do this, and here we're doing pretty well. Easy didn't get the kill there, but yeah, we should have definitely gone for Dragon right away. Evidently we can't kill this. Let's see who's alive. We should be able to push this in, but Easy went to Dragon right away, so now we can't. So if you see your teammates do stuff like this, like they run to Dragon, you can't just be like, okay, screw them, I'm gonna do an objective that I can't do without them. You should just go ahead and do Dragon. So again, like as I said, like without Easy we can't really push this in too easily, because he can poke the towers down, and I can't really do that. I know, and Morgan and Sona can't really do that all that easily. But yeah. Another thing is, if they know where you are, don't like hang out in the jungle like Soraka's doing here. It like doesn't make any sense. If people had hit their ultis, then it might have been okay, but yeah, they didn't, so I decided not to go in. And yeah, like if everyone had hit their ulti, it would have been fine, and if people were grouped up. But don't just like do what Sona did. She basically baited us into a fight that was not in our favor. And now we don't have any ultis up. So you have to give up this turret and potentially the next one. And as I said before, you can't defend this turret when it's like when you have no ultis and you're low and they're stronger than you. So you just have to give up this turret and go ahead and buy. And that's the best you can do in this situation. Another thing is don't go farm lanes when they're pushing like this. I think it's pretty obvious, and there are obviously some cases when it's good to do that, but you can't just like randomly do this. Like what Easy basically gave them a free turret by doing that. So don't go farming lanes when that's happening. I think it was pretty clear in this situation what was happening, but you know, here I'm trying to get in on her, but as soon as I see that like Morg isn't gonna hit her binding and stuff, then I disengage, and that's something that you should do as a bruiser. Like, and you have to be really aware of it. If you dive in and you can't burst them down, you need to back out unless you're pretty tanky. So, as I said a second ago, like you go in. Let's say I win on MF. That's a good target to go in on. And here I shouldn't have gone here because they're too strong. I was hoping we could focus down Riven quickly enough, but I forgot how much burst they have and like AoE damage, so it was definitely a mistake to try to save Easy there. I should have just let them do whatever and, you know, tried to pick someone off. And that's if you're facing an AoE team, you gotta make sure you don't group up because then, you know, they do a lot more damage relatively. So they're just gonna finish up the game here. It was like a pretty easy win on their part, and like I certainly could have played better. I made a bunch of mistakes, which I pointed out, but you know, sometimes you just have to, you know, understand that you're not going to win every game. We lost every lane, so like it just really wasn't going to be probably there's like very little chance it was going to be a winnable game, and you have to know that and accept that, and then just try to move on. So I hope you enjoyed the replay, and don't forget to rate, subscribe, and comment.